Hi, welcome everyone to another. Welcome everyone to another version of the Love Witch. This episode, we're going to be talking about the history level, which for those of you that are unaware of the history level, this is a real level that we carry programming on, and this includes all of our past lives. So technically, this episode will be about past lives. We are all impacted by past lives, regardless if you believe in that or not. Even if reincarnation is not in your dogma or your belief system, we are still impacted by it. And sometimes it's actually through group consciousness that we are programmed on this level. But we're going to talk about all things past lives. We're going to talk about how to heal your past lives, about attracting soulmates from past lives, and cleaning up your karma and more. So thank you for tuning in. Also, we are here to answer your live questions right here on the episode. So please join us in the chat room and give us your questions regarding past lives so that we have the opportunity to answer you today. Here on the Love Witch, we're all about uplifting you, about helping you to heal your heart, manifest love, but also sending out some positivity and unconditional love out into the world to uplift people that are seeking something positive, something to help them transform their lives, or just something to make them smile and believe in love again. So today on the Love Witch, we will be discussing one of the cards here from the Spiritual Anatomy Divination card deck. This is the deck that my daughter and I made. She painted all the cards and I did the book. These are always available for pre-order down below the video if you're on YouTube. I always have all the links below the videos. Hi, Eliza. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So we're just getting started, Eliza, and I'm just discussing what we're going to be talking about today involving past lives. And we have Elaine K. Thank you for tuning in, Elaine. It's nice to see you. Welcome. So I was just saying that the Love Witch is all about love, and it's about self-love. It's about bringing in your soulmate to love. It's about love of your pets. It's a love of everything that we are in all places in time. And it's especially nice to have somewhere to go when you don't know where to go to get the advice, right? And so I've been working with people my entire life, and I love to spread the knowledge and spiritual wisdom to help you find the healing that you seek. So I'm really happy that you guys are here. As always, we give away a drawing for a love charm bag every single week on the Love Charm. Oops, on the Love Witch. But Lonnie.
Speaking of, you guys,
yes,
we decided we've been giving these away every week for the past, I don't know how many months. We made a whole bunch of these. We've given a lot of them away for free. We decided we're going to have a limited supply now. And if you guys want to purchase these, feel free to reach out to us. But right now we only have 3. So for the next 3 weeks, you only have 3 chances to win once per week to win a love charm bag here live on the Love Witch. And after that, they will be purchase only.
Yep. So we have 3 more free giveaways. So 3 more chances to win for free. Okay. And how you win this is right in the chat room. You put hashtag love charm bag. And at the end of each episode for the next 3 weeks, we will draw a name like we have been and sending these out to you absolutely free. And then like Lonnie said, after the 3 weeks, they will still be available. We don't know for how long, but we'll be able to put those online to be purchased if you're interested in one. So 3 more chances to win. Make sure you get in there right away in the chat room, hashtag love charm bag. If you haven't won one and if you really want one, there's 3 more opportunities left for you. Okay.
Also share with a friend if you know somebody that wants a love charm bag or someone that would like to watch the Love Witch live every week.
Yes.
Feel free to share with a friend. It's the Love Witch is all about sharing love and sharing like all that good energy. So feel free to pass the word along, let people know. Yeah,
we've got a whole bunch of more people in here. Hi, Allison. Welcome. Hi, Bob. Thank you for tuning in. Or I'm sorry, Boo Radley. Thank you. Christina, hi. Welcome. Yeah. yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Christina's already talking about her past lives of the kings and queens. Oh, yeah, for sure. I definitely have had multiple past lives during that time. I've been able to go in and tap into so many of my past lives and clear up karma, see who's with me, and what lessons I learned, what lessons I still need to learn. We're always evolving, and our past lives are all so impactful. But we're going to talk all about that today. So, okay, good. So we've got some people with the hashtag love charm bag. And just so you know, Boo, there's certain things in here that are like for attracting your soulmate, but also to help vibrate higher in the energy of love. So these are all very specific ingredients, and they're blessed by me and my daughter. So they do vibrate very high, and they will help you to embody that better, embody more self-love, more kindness for yourself, and also be able to attract it in then from others. So, yep. So we want to make sure we give that away today. So let's dive in. Hi, Mary. Mary Flynn just logged in. Hi. I love coming here and seeing you guys every week so much, and I appreciate you for taking the time and tuning in. Okay. So, some of the ways, well, I think we'll start off by reading the card first, and then we'll dive into some questions people have, and we'll talk about different ways that you can navigate to find out what types of past lives you have had, which ones are resonating with you, which ones are bringing up karma for you, and all of that stuff. Okay, so I'll go ahead and read from the book just so we get a nice background on this particular card. And Lonnie, you should have the card in there. Oh, there we go. Perfect. She's so spot on. Okay, so the history level card, that's the one that includes all past lives. So the history level indicates that you're being affected by something right now that is from group consciousness or a past lifetime. Many times, allergies and fears were created by a trauma in a past life. When an unhealed issue from a past life arises in your current life, it gives you the opportunity to heal the past and present. This healing will also create a better future. If you don't remember your past life, there are many ways to access it for healing. It is okay if you don't believe in past lives. You can still receive the benefit from doing healing on the history level. Regardless of your belief system on the subject, there are some things in your inner programming that did not come from your current life. You may meditate or use muscle testing to help you discover what those programs are. If you find that you have an aversion to something and there is no apparent reason for it, perhaps it is a leftover belief from an earlier time. Relationships are often affected by history level programs because people tend to attract the same patterns over and over. Clearing issues in the history level allows you to heal and move on from the pattern. History level healing can help you balance your karma as well. This card suggests that the situation you are currently facing is related to your karma, and it may be healed in all directions of time. Some alternate meanings are oftentimes an injury or illness can be created by energy left over from a past life. To heal the current issue, you will benefit from doing some healing on the past life when it was first created. Birthmarks and scars can indicate an injury from a previous life. Your current issue was created in a past life. And past life regression, crystal viewing, or theta healing sessions may be very helpful for you in these matters. Okay, so that's the spiritual anatomy divination cards. Like I said, those are always available for pre-order, always below the video. So you can always reach out if you're interested in having your own set of cards. They're very special because they're more healing cards. We call them divination cards, but they're really help you navigate your own healing. They're all about the healing of these different levels and different issues as they're pulled. So they're not really future indicators. They're more about energies that are coming into your life and how to navigate those for your highest healing, or how to heal current things in your life. So anyways, so those are always available, links below the video. So thank you so much, everyone. Oh, I see Tracy McGuire is here. Hi, Tracy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So some of the easiest ways to discover some of your past lives, if you're not necessarily tapped in psychically or on that level, you may actually just feel yourself really pulled to or drawn to a certain location or a certain era of time. Maybe it's the way that they dressed. Maybe it's a certain location like London with the buildings or the horse and carriages. Maybe you're seeing yourself as a knight, or not even yourself, but maybe you're really pulled to the medieval times and the knight's wardrobe or that lifestyle. You kind of can get some clues from looking around your own world. So if you look at your own hobbies, your own artwork, the way you like to dress, any of those things can actually give you tips on what some of your past lives may have been. Like I used to always love Victorian furniture with the Queen Anne legs and the little, there's just something about when I see those chairs. Oh my gosh, we used to have a whole rather mansion, right? I guess we'd call it a mansion. It was a huge bed and breakfast property, Victorian, and we had it all furnished with vintage furnishings, and it was my favorite. I so much resonated with that time frame, and it just felt like so much like me, so much like home. And there are many other places too that I felt really pulled to, but furniture will also indicate places that you've lived before, times that you've lived before. I'd love to see, just post right here in the chat if you are really drawn to a certain era and you're wondering if it's a past life. So I think it's incredible, the soul's journey. And I do want to bring this out right up front, just in case you're tuning in and you don't really have a belief system that incorporates past lives. We also do carry things from group consciousness, which means we can actually bring other people's lifetimes into our own system. And sometimes those will get caught up in the area that we call the history level, where all the past lives are usually stored. But it could be also coming from group consciousness. So that means everybody is going to be affected and impacted on the history level, regardless if it is actually from a past life or if it's more from group consciousness. So these strong pulls and strong desires, they kind of guide us to different things that we find ourselves interested in during our lifetime here. I think it's really wonderful too. Oh, hi, Jody. Jody's here. And Tammy, welcome. So I find it's really interesting in dealing with past lives because when you know about them, it's a really amazing opportunity to see how you're replaying the same patterns in this current life. And I think that's the largest gift of all, is that when we know something has happened in a past life, let's say we've died a very traumatic way and we still have scars in our energetic system, in our spiritual body that remembers this death and this trauma, chances are you may be born with those same types of issues emotionally running in this lifetime that can cause a whole array of problems, either in relationship, it can cause sicknesses, it can cause fears and phobias. There's so many different ways that that energy stays with us until it's completed. So when we look at past lives, I always say it's nice to look at them and become aware of them and know if there's something that we need to resolve, heal, or release from them. But we don't want to go back so far that we reactivate them, because those lifetimes are over and we are in our current life. So the way to look at past lives is for your own current time healing. So opening the door to your past lives is like, oh, I was this, I died here, I died there. What possible things could still be impacting me on a soul level from those lifetimes? And then come right back into here, your current time, your current life, and do the healing here. And that will release all the unhealed aspects of all your previous lifetimes. And I like to say also that we're currently creating future lifetimes. So in the timeline, we have past, present, and future that we're actually working on simultaneously as we're doing healing work. So, okay. So Lonnie, do you want to add anything about past lives?
I guess the only thing I want to add is how cool it is, like when children remember their past lives. There's so many
yes,
very interesting stories, and documentation of kids where they'll remember like.
Do you want to come here?
Yeah.
Okay. Lonnie's going to share a story. We were talking about this right before the episode today, and I think it's really relevant. So
there's a lot of really interesting stories of like kids remembering their past lives, and like there's lots of documentation about it, and maybe they'll remember like a specific village, maybe they're like from a different place and different time, but then people are able to like actually go back and research and be like, oh my gosh, like everything they're saying is like checking out, like this kid actually knows stuff they shouldn't know. There was one that I found, I think it was like on Pinterest or something, which is so funny because we were just talking about how that one time you got banned from Pinterest.
I really did. I was putting too many pins on and Pinterest banned me. I didn't even know you could get banned from Pinterest.
Oh my gosh. I think that's so funny though, because I think it's where I read the story, but it was like, this kid basically, he was probably like 3 or 4, and that's typically the age that they start remembering their past lives, and they're able to kind of verbalize. Maybe they remember like this whole time, but they're able to start talking about it in a way that we can understand. They're communicating. And this kid was talking about it, and the mom was kind of trying to get more information, but not trying to like, fill in the blanks for this child, of course, because she's like trying to get as much like genuine information as possible without kind of like filtering her own like opinions or kind of like assumptions onto it. So she's asking him all these questions, and she's like, okay, like, and he's got this sort of like imaginary friend that he talks to called Pam, or maybe it's like one of his stuffed animals or something that he starts calling Pam. And she's like, that's like such a random name for him to be obsessed with. Like, why Pam, like not Spot or anything that would be like related to a stuffed animal. And he starts talking about like how she wasn't his like mom. He's like talking about his other mom, and she's like, at first she's freaked out. She's like, your other mom, like, who is this, a person? Like, where did they talking to you? Like, because she's being protective, of course. And then later she comes to find out that no, he's talking about a previous lifetime. And this is kind of a little bit gruesome, but he's kind of talking a little bit about his death and how he keeps talking about Chicago and how he like, she asked how he passed, and he said, oh, I had to jump. And she's like, oh my gosh, like from what? And then so he ends up doing all this research and ends up discovering like there was a woman named Pam from Chicago who there was a horrible fire in the office building that she worked in, and she ended up having to jump from the top, and then that's how she passed. And it was, I think the date and timing of the passing was either like very, very close to like when he was born, or like very like a year or something. Like it was like very, very like everything lined up to the point where it made a lot of sense. And I wish I could find the actual story so I could like post it and read it to you guys. Yeah. But it's so cool how things like that happen.
There's a lot of stories like that, and I love it. And you know what? Actually, in that case now, as you're describing it, could it be that the spirit of Pam was in the vicinity of his birth and influencing him, or somehow attached to him and gave him these memories or thoughts, or that's an option? Or was his soul truly Pam, right? And that this woman that passed, did she come back into this child and now is this little boy? So there's so many different ways to look at it. And that's where we're holding real memories, real life memories and traumas and energies on the history level, regardless if it was actually our lifetime or not. Either way, it's affecting us. And so that's a perfect example for it. Personally, I feel like that was a past life. But you can see how there would be room for a spirit influencing that child, or even them absorbing information from the cosmos, from, it's like the internet. It's like this big web that we draw information from all the time. And sometimes those bits get into us and we don't know where they're from. But it's a fact that we carry them. They're all in our subconscious, and they do affect our life. So it still is worth really getting into your history level and clearing it out and making sure that all the issues that you're carrying are healed or completed, so that you can pay 100% attention on what you're doing now and what you're creating moving forward.
So there's 2 movies that we wanted to reference talking about. Yes. This. The first one.
Yes.
The first one talks more about past lives, but I think I forgot to mention this one earlier. But what is the one with Robert Downey Jr. and his like?
Chances are.
So
that's an old movie. I love it. That's one of our all-time favorites.
So that references both of these concepts of past lives, as well as having the guides that are around you that had actual lifetimes here on Earth, maybe had passed away, but for some reason they're here to help guide you.
Oh, wait. Chances are, yes, the husband comes back. The other one I think you're thinking about is when he's the boy and he's got all the guides that died in the bus.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
I'm not sure. We'll have to look up that
we have
one.
3 movies.
Yeah, we have 3 movies, and we'll have to look up.
Great.
We'll have to look that one up. It's also extraordinary. Yeah, it's also extraordinary, and it'll give you a really good reference point and understanding that this is true. This happens. This is really well done. While Lonnie's looking that up, I'll mention the third.
Heart and Souls.
Heart and Souls, yes, and that's with Robert Downey Jr. also. Yeah, so it's fantastic. I love that movie. It's so sweet, it's so endearing, but it's really well done. Also, the other one that is really also very interesting is called Dead Again, and that's really cool because sometimes people ask like, well, why do I feel, like they want to know, like, am I always going to be born a female? No, we have lives as males. We have lives as females. And also when we come back with our soul group, sometimes we just play different roles with each other, which just gives our soul this really amazing, balanced way to learn about ourself and about life and about different kind of relationships. So maybe, Lonnie came in as my child this time. Maybe she was my mother last time, or father, or she could have been just a friend. But we always play different roles with each other so that we can kind of work out those different relationship dynamics. But you do know, and you will recognize when you have a soulmate from a past life, because there's a certain type of shared memory or energy that you both can really easily tap into and have a deep understanding of each other. But I also think you recognize each other right in the eyes, because the eyes are the window to the soul. So I feel like you recognize them in the eyes. And then as you begin to talk, you start to resonate and start to like really feel kindred. Like you feel like you have the same memories almost, even if they're not specifically to a past life. You still have the same direction or the same goals in this life.
There's definitely a recognition. Where
yes.
You look at somebody and it's like, it doesn't matter what the outside packaging looks like. You look in their eyes and you're like, oh, I know you. Where do I know you from?
And also, hi, Mary. I wanted to say hi quickly. Mary Klein is here. Hi, Mary. Holly Lee, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, Lonnie was actually one of those kids. And you're right around, I've always found it right around 3 years old, because it seems like, they have the memories right away. But they're about 3 years old when they can communicate really well. And then shortly after that, they start to lose the memories. So between, I would say, 3 and 7, by the time they're 7, they rarely remember their past lives. So there's this kind of gift of time where they're still kind of carrying these energies and memories. And then around 7, they're just firmly planted in this current reality. And it's harder to tap in with their past life or anything that was affecting them previous to this current existence.
I think too, oftentimes people get very focused on their past lives, and they kind of use it as a way to define them. Like, oh, my last life I was a king, and it's like, okay, but what are you in this life? Like,
yeah,
that's okay. Like that's great. Like a lot of us have many different life experiences in different lifetimes, and I think when these kids remember, it's almost as if they have some karma or some kind of like unresolved lesson from that previous life, and there's a reason they come in knowing those things about themselves.
It's really common, I think, especially now, the children that are coming in, because they're being born so much more open. There's so many more that are truly remembering their past lives.
Yeah.
Well, Lonnie, you remembered yours, and she was about 3, or you were 3, actually, when she used to tell everybody all the time, this is my sister Diana, and I'm like, no, I'm your mom. I'm like, that's why you have to listen to my rules. I'm the mama, and she'd always, time and time again, this is Diana, she's my sister. And I'm like, what? And then and that was before I was really into learning about past lives and really understanding the dynamics and all those different levels. But I did do my own research. I did educate myself. And then I learned how common this really was. And I 100% believe that consciousness is always in existence, and it does follow us. And the main thing that your soul does is it gets to, as you're learning and you're going through these things in life, and you have challenges and struggles, and you work it through, right? If you have learned what you were supposed to, you don't have to do that one again. You don't have to have the same cycle over and over and over and over. It's just the ones that we run from, avoid, deny. Those are the ones that just keep coming back, even in this lifetime. You can look at your life in this lifetime and the patterns that you've experienced in this lifetime. And it's like the same lesson will hunt you down. It will come after you until you have found a way to resolve it. And then you no longer need to experience it again. So whether you're just trying to heal a pattern in this current life, or if you're aware of a pattern that happened in many lifetimes, it's the same. But once you do resolve it and heal a particular energy, a particular situation, and you receive the lesson, your soul gets a virtue. Okay. Your soul is learning virtues. And once it does, you elevate spiritually and you no longer have to deal with those lessons again. Sure, there are other lessons, but you do always retain that. And you can recognize that in other people's eyes. And so that's often what you're recognizing when you're coming into alignment with a past life soulmate.
And kind of referencing the movies again, Dead Again is a really good example of having that unresolved energy coming back around in another lifetime.
Yes.
Like oftentimes we will repeat lifetimes of people that we still have unresolved issues or karma with, and we'll come back around and keep trying to work it out until we figure it out.
Yes,
this
yes.
keeps happening. So it's really important that, when something does keep up and showing as a repetitive pattern in your life, or something that you're just trying to work through as like a soul, it's really important to pay attention and do the work here and now, so you don't have to keep coming back with that baggage and with the same people playing the same cycles.
Yes.
And sometimes the same roles, sometimes we'll play different roles for each other in different lifetimes, as you just, stated, being like a sister or whatever. It's like, but there's reasons why. I just think that's a great example. Like, that movie is so great because there's some significant stuff that happens.
Yeah, we won't give it away.
We won't give it away.
And it's an old movie. I think it was like in the 80s, maybe?
80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
It was like, but it's
very
fantastic.
good.
Very well done. If you're into like past life stuff, spirituality stuff, definitely check it out.
Yeah. So, and some of the things, like when I had Lonnie, I was basically a single mom with her. Well, the first, I had a partner for a very short time, and then for a few months. And then it was me and Lonnie. But what I did with Lonnie is I would look in her eyes and I just recognized her soul. I recognized the wisdom of her soul, even though she's in this tiny little baby body. And I really worked with her in terms of helping her to have her own voice. Like, I didn't impose my beliefs on her. I didn't tell her it had to be this way or that way. I didn't guide her so much as I let her kind of navigate that for herself and support it. And I always let her tell me, why things were important or why she was drawn to do certain things. And I was like, okay, well, she has a different path than me. And so I tried to, I didn't try to, I think I did actually raise Lonnie as consciously as possible for me. But I always had that awareness to let her soul come out, like let her soul bring out what was important in life. And then me, as being her mother, instead of forcing her into submission, I kind of came up under her and just supported her and let her find what was important to her in this life and in this existence. So it's a different way of parenting. And I know it would be pretty much impossible if you have like 10 kids, but if you have just a few, it's really easy to work with them individually and really nurture their soul growth and really help foster what they came here to do, what they came here to heal, who they really are. I mean, even young children, they're magnificent, wise souls. And we often don't think of them that way. We always think of them as innocent and little, and they are all that, but they're also wise souls. And we do come back with so much of our wisdom from previous lifetimes.
I think I love that too, because it's kind of like, see that as the kids that are around you, whether you have kids or not, maybe you're an auntie or an uncle, just kind of give them the space to like grow and be who they are, but also with your friends and family. Like, it's not just like we're just kids in grown up bodies, at the end of the day. So it's like, pay that same kind of amount of space and love and acceptance to all people that are around you, your friends, your family, your parents, your aunts and uncles, your grandparents. Like, continue to extend that energy, because we're all still on the same path. We're all still growing. We're all still souls that are evolving, whether we have old people bodies or little baby bodies.
That's true. True. Yes. So Lonnie, do we have some questions in here? I see lots of comments. Maybe we can put some of those up and see if there's any questions also.
We got a lot of people saying hello.
Oh, wait, Holly wants to see Lonnie.
Oh,
come over here. Oh, you know what? She was over here before, Holly. I know she often talks from like,
I know, like
across the room, and I'm always like, come over here, get on camera. She's over there moderating, and she's back and forth a lot. So, okay, so she is here with in person this time.
Yeah.
Sometimes she logs in from a different location. So, okay.
Yeah, it just depends on the week or
what
we got planned.
Exactly. Okay, so let's see what other kind of questions we have. And I usually have her navigate from over there because it's hard for me to see my screen. I think it's too little to see the words.
Sometimes you'll wear your glasses, but yeah, I think it's just easier too.
It's just easier. Yeah. So you want to do that though, and then you can pull them up on the screen. Thank you.
All right. Eliza says, my friend, daughter, and I were in several lives together as healers.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's so cool. And that I've actually, okay, how do I want to put this? Okay. When you begin your spiritual journey or you begin healing and you're working through different energies in this lifetime, not just your family of origin, but kind of more soul energies, right? And you're ready to expand your consciousness and heal your soul and open up, have a spiritual awakening on a much larger level. This puts out a call in the universe for your soul family. So what happens is when one member of that soul family awakens, it ignites the desire for the rest of the soul family to awaken so they can all come together and have another experience. And by soul family, I'm not talking about your family of origin. Your soul family could be friends, it could be colleagues, it could be someone you haven't met yet, but you have come here as a collective to continue to grow in a certain direction spiritually. So I think it's really amazing when we attract people into our life at different points of our life that are so significant and such an important part of our journey. And sometimes they just gracefully fall away and we get to a new level and then a whole new group comes in. And it's meant to be that way. That's by design so that you continue to grow. But when we are in those relationships and we're exploring together, we're growing together, we have someone to share it with, it's so exciting and wonderful. And, I would say definitely that your friend is part of your soul family, part of your soul group that you guys came in to have these experiences with. And sometimes you can have soul family members that are with you throughout your life. They often know you all throughout your life, although sometimes we end up moving around or switching groups or what we're doing in our life that we may be taken away from them, but we never ever lose that bond. It's always very, very special and very close.
Yeah, also I think sometimes our soul groups, they show up for us in different ways. You have to know, like we've had so many lifetimes. We've had so many people that we've met over all of those lifetimes. And it's just kind of cool because it's like we have so many different interactions with so many different souls throughout history, throughout our time on this planet. And you might come across certain people in this lifetime that you're supposed to reconnect with and learn lessons from, but also they can show up in different ways. They can be spirit guides, they can be guardians, they can be ancestors. Sometimes people that you're just really, for some reason, you're like, oh, this like great grandpa like was the coolest, and I'm just like super into his history. It's like maybe that was a person that was a part of your soul family that you're supposed to like learn from in this lifetime. You never know how we're connected, but we're all connected. So.
Yes. And usually that's the course that it takes. Typically, when we're reincarnating, we wait until our entire soul family has left the physical plane. And then we are on the other side together and we all make this agreement. Okay, you guys, let's go back down. Let's do this again. And then we all come back at the same time and meet each other at different places. And we're all playing different roles. So it's hard to like figure out who's everybody right away. But then it all comes together. It's just natural. And we're magnetized to each other, and it does come together. So I think that that's really interesting. But we usually would wait until everyone is off the planet and then coming back down together. However, there are some exceptions because I've noticed lately maybe in the last decade or so, where souls are coming back faster. They're not waiting for their entire soul group to leave the earth. They go to heaven and immediately decide to come back sooner. So these particular souls, I feel, have a very different purpose, that like when they feel like they didn't get to complete something, they decide to come back and do it. So they'll come back with like a huge mission and purpose. They'll be very, very focused on it right from the get-go. And they're really coming in with this knowledge and this purpose and this drive. So they are coming back faster than the rest of their soul family, and may even interact with that same soul family. They could come in as a new baby to that family.
Yeah.
So, okay. So what do we got here? Do you want to pull up some more?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. Oh, Holly says she loves your hair, Lonnie.
Oh, thank you.
I know. Isn't that cute?
I did it myself.
I know. It's so cute on her. All right.
Okay. How do you heal something from a previous life?
Good question. So when you're healing something from a previous life, I think it's really important to open it up a little bit first. So open up it, which means just write down the amount of information that you have about it. Okay. And then I like to do this, just kind of open it up, flower it, open up that picture for yourself. You could literally do this in a meditation. You could sit in the bathtub and just ask to be seen more. And then to heal it, getting to the healing part is like, obviously in the past life, you're going to find out how you passed previously. And if there was particular traumas around that passing, or the lifetime itself. Sometimes there's a lot of carryover of a life that was filled with struggle. And then you come back in and you're like, why am I struggling? I don't even think I believe in that, but you are, because you still have that energy running. So in order to complete it and bring balance to it and release the karma there, you want to like just tune in with yourself. And I always tell people, put your hand on your heart so that you're really, really connected with your own energy and your own memories, and you can recall things better. So put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, ask to be shown that life as if it's like third person, so you're not being affected emotionally, especially if there was traumatic memories. So just ask to be shown it, ask to be shown the truth of it, ask to be shown the lessons. What was I meant to learn here? Did I learn everything I was meant to learn from this lifetime? What would be necessary for me to release this? Right? And as you're asking those questions, you're going to start receiving knowledge. And it may feel like your own thoughts, but it is more like channeling. And it could be from yourself, from your higher self speaking to you. And it could be from your spirit team also. But they're going to guide you into how to resolve the situation in the here and now, so that that lifetime is free. And it's like, wow, when you start healing those lifetimes and those energetic imprints, it's like you really do become super focused with your energy, because you're all right here. You're showing up all right here. No more soul fragments in different lifetimes. You're just all right here with all of your soul's energy. And it really, really helps you to create your life full of dreams faster, better, stronger, without so much effort, because you have all your energy back. So I love that. So I would say to do that, I'd say that the meditation part, ensure yourself that you've got all your lessons. And then what you can actually do is, rather than going through any of those lessons again, you can actually see that you were meant to learn something. And you can basically say to God or creator, the universe, whatever your person is, your higher power is, you can basically say, you know, I understand this. I accept this. I will now implement this lesson in my daily life. This lesson is complete. And if you're really doing it from the heart and you mean it, it's that energy will shift for you, and you will have the healing that you are seeking in the past and also right here and right now. So it's very, very impactful. It's very, very powerful to do this.
I'm actually going back here to some of the previous comments.
Sure.
Eliza just kind of confirmed this. This is what you said earlier, which I think is really interesting. I remember being pregnant and catching my husband cheating on me in our home. I jumped off of a cliff and soared like an eagle. That's a very significant memory. And then she actually just followed up with this one here. as you were talking, I did what you said. And regarding my first question about the cliff, I received forgiveness.
Oh,
That's
yes.
beautiful, Liza.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Oh, and our souls were so amazing. We're just experiences after experience, and it's all of it is for your own soul growth. And sometimes we also go through things to impact or raise group consciousness, to bring healing where there needs to be healing, to bring more awareness, to bring more and a need to shift something in our current culture. Sometimes we have lifetimes like that where we've chosen to be parts of things that that are moving people forward. And so our soul always has a purpose, always, and it's always so clear in spirit before we come here what role we're going to take. And sometimes we don't know that when we're here, when we're living our life, when we're just being physical, we forget all that stuff, but your soul knows, and your soul knows where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there. And it kind of like when you're bringing about like your divine path, it's like you can't do anything to get off your divine path. Guess what? That's just meant for you, whether it's fame and fortune or whether it's something else, you will be at that specific place if it's your divine timing, and your soul has carved this specific thing out for you to experience. So that's kind of beautiful too.
Not to kind of go off topic, but referencing the movies that we were mentioning earlier,
yeah.
I just thought of another one. This one's a little bit about past lives. Mostly it talks about what happens between lifetimes.
Yes.
And reviewing what you've done. It's with Meryl Streep. For those of you that are Meryl Streep fans, it's called Defending Your Life.
Oh yeah, I love that one. I love it.
This is like what, also maybe 80s,
oh gosh, yeah.
Probably 80s, 90s.
Yeah, we love old movies.
Love them.
Yeah.
But that one's actually another fantastic example of what it looks like to be between lifetimes, and then deciding whether or not you're supposed to come back, if you've got karma, if you've got lessons that you need to return to accomplish, and you've got something, to make up for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it because in that movie, Meryl Streep had this like really splendid life, and she was very kind and giving and generous. And so in heaven, she's got like this elevated position and more comfort. And then the guy that's in the movie, I forget his name now.
I do too.
Yeah, but anyways, he's like more like, life is hard and blah blah blah.
He was kind of not the greatest one. I mean, he was fine. He wasn't like a
he was
bad
selfish,
person, but he was selfish
and full of fear.
Yeah.
And so his version of heaven looked very different.
Kind of petty.
Yeah. And so it's like,
it's beautiful too, because actually, ironically, they're soulmates. But he had a very different life than she had.
Yeah.
She was just very giving and kind and like selfless. Like she saved her pets from like a house fire, like ran in, and he was like some kind of like executive person.
Yeah.
Kind of selfish, kind of sketchy, but they're still soulmates. But it's like he had to like work to catch up to her.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. It's kind of like no matter how much backlash we've had or how many, like maybe you had 10 lifetimes where you just didn't get it. You don't actually have to go back and heal every single lifetime. You can actually right here in this moment get it. You can do it right here, right now, like forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness for all people in this experience, forgiveness for all people in past experiences. And you can actually work on your elevations on your soul level right here, right now, and very fast. So it's all a matter of getting those virtues, getting those lessons, and doing your forgiveness work, and just making sure that you're feeling really elevated in your soul. And basically that's why we do all these episodes, to help people, because the love witch is all about a high love vibration. And in order to get a high love vibration, in order to really, really enjoy this beautiful, really compatible love with your soulmate, you need to heal your stuff. You need to like purge the stuff, the patterns, the programs, the projections, the programming from your family or from society. It's important that you do your healing work so that you can shoot up in your vibration, hold a very, very high love vibration. And then it's not work at all. You literally magnetize everything to you. You magnetize lovers, the highest potential soulmates, the highest version friendships, the best opportunities with your career, because you are vibrating here. You're no longer in the energy of suffering and victimhood. So the love witch is all about getting your vibration high. And that's why we do these educational episodes and try to spread some healing and knowledge so that you know what the end game is, you know what your goal is. You know that there's a purpose for it. Okay. Everything that you're going through, there's a purpose. And bringing your vibration up into that level is really what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do we have some more?
Let's see. Eliza just confirmed. She says chills and tears.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Eliza.
We can go ahead and pull probably love hearts if you want to do that.
What did we? Sure, yeah. Were there any more comments or any more? I mean, there's lots of comments.
I know. I'm scrolling through.
You go ahead and scroll.
Yeah.
While Eliza's doing that, I'm going to pull some hearts so that we get some additional messages today. And we'll see what we've got. I threw in a couple of extra, some new ones. I pretty soon I need a bigger bag, I think, because we keep adding. Okay. Okay. It's time to move. Some of you are thinking about a move. And, you know, could this be a move from job to job or from apartment to house? Yes, for sure. But could it be a move that's bigger than that too? And could it be something that you decide to maybe move spiritually? Maybe you're moving up. Maybe you've made the decision today to move up in vibration. Maybe you've decided to forgive somebody and like come up to higher love vibration. Or maybe you're moving to California because that's what I'm planning. So I intend to live on the beach because I absolutely love the beach. So, you know, time is limited and time is short. And anything that you're doing that you don't love, just refocus that onto something you do love. Make the move. This heart right here encourages you, make the move. It's time. Whatever that means for you as an individual, it's time to move. Okay. Let's see what else. And honey,
yep,
you can bring the card down.
Oh,
yeah. We'll just give a little bit more space here. Oh. Okay, so let's see. Oops, I hope I don't pull that one out again. Okay, and I love this one. Okay. I know some of you actually were doing that little bit of healing that I was guiding you to do, and that you're releasing, forgiving from all time space, bringing it into the present moment and accepting the healing, accepting your lesson right now. And I want to congratulate you because your karma has been balanced. Yes, that's what it's about, balancing the karma. Forgiveness is one of those things that balances karma. And also just taking full responsibility for not knowing that it's not about you're right, I'm wrong, or vice versa. It's just an energy that keeps going like this. And that's karma. It keeps, you know, you do something bad to this person, the next life, they do it to you. And then you, and it's like, what does that solve? Nothing. That does not solve anything. But when you can elevate it and go, what was the lesson? What was the larger lesson? What was my soul learning? Was this for me as an individual? Was it for the other person? Was it for group consciousness? You know, what part of that was so significant? And when you really get it and you can find peace around it and you can bring yourself into balance and have forgiveness, wow, it's like your vibration just shoots up and you release all your karmic baggage. You release the other person. You release the energy cycle of it having to repeat over and over and over. It's very, very powerful. And you can do this for yourself. It's very, very, it'll change your life. That's what I can say about that.
Yeah, it shifts your whole future.
Yeah.
Too.
You know, and if you're not sure, you know, I think most of you would probably be pretty sure about what indications you've had about past lives. Some of you, if you're holding trauma from a past life, you might be having nightmares. You could have repetitive dreams or nightmares about certain people, places, or things. Another technique that you could use, though, would be to use a pendulum. And that can actually help you navigate. Like if you hold, Lonnie, would you mind getting my pendulum out? I'll just show them quickly. You can actually use your pendulum to help you navigate which past lives you've had. Like if you really feel drawn to a certain era or a certain, you know, you think like, you know, that you were a cowboy and you want to say like, was I a cowboy? You can actually use a pendulum to divine an answer for you. And, you know, using pendulums is real. There is a real science behind it. Einstein used pendulums and dowsing rods and everything. There's an energetic field around you that is intelligent, that you can actually tap into and use. So there's nothing wrong with using divining tools for navigating some of your answers. And especially when it comes to past lives, it's very effective. So what you do is just hold it up here at the ball and hold it. And you can just put it over a piece of paper that says yes and no. You can hold it over your hand. When I'm getting yeses, mine goes clockwise. When I get no, it goes counterclockwise. And you can really actually just make statements to yourself. Like I could say, I had a past life in Egypt. And it's already saying yes. Okay. And I know what a lot of my past lives are. So I could literally name them all right now and keep getting yeses. But that's basically as easy as it is. You could actually use this to navigate certain types of deaths. If you feel, if you're always afraid to wear turtlenecks, or you don't like things around your neck and you feel like maybe you've been beheaded, or maybe you were hung, you might have some energetic trauma here. So healing your past lives and healing an old trauma can actually free you up so that you don't have any energetic trauma in your field. And that's really the point of healing our past lives.
Adding to energetic trauma too, we forget that sometimes we carry that trauma, from our past lives into our current lives.
Yeah.
That can show up as birthmarks, and
yes, too, birthmarks.
It'll block your energy center. So just like you just referenced, like for example, using the neck as an example, like maybe you were beheaded or hung or something like that, which was a really common way to go way back when.
It was. Most of us have probably had that experience.
Absolutely. Some people might have a scar there, or they might have a birthmark. But the thing is too about that, if you carry that energetic trauma into this current lifetime, your throat chakra is going to have a really hard time functioning.
Yeah.
So healing that old energy and being able to get your energy points back in flow again is going to just completely boost your energy as a whole.
Absolutely.
And the system.
And you know what? I just think this is such a big topic to go into. I think what I'm going to do, you guys, is make a video this week, do a guided meditation to help heal past life issues. And I don't know if it's going to be one video or if I'll end up doing a few, but I will this Thursday, I think that's going to be my goal. So that you do have something that can kind of put you into a meditation and guide you to do some of these healings and release work on that past life level for you. Okay. Because it is really important. Like I said, it's important to know how you're getting plugged up or blocked up or having traumas or allergies or sicknesses or fears so that you can heal them and you can release them and you can have more freedom and you can have more energy from your soul. Okay. And that we got Margaret. Hi, Margaret. Thank you for tuning in. And Amber, thank you. Hi. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, another reminder about the Love Charm Bag. If you're interested in receiving this for free this week, we do the drawing at the end. We're almost there. Just do hashtag Love Charm Bag in the comments so that we know you're interested, and we will select somebody in a few minutes here.
We only have 3 weeks left of these giveaways, by the way, you guys. So if you want to win, we got this week, next week, and then the following week. And then after that, they will be purchase only. So if you want to win the hashtag Love Charm Bag, type hashtag Love Charm Bag in the comments.
Absolutely.
So we know to look for
Absolutely.
You. We got 3 more chances to win.
Dee's here. Hi, Dee. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so Lonnie, go back and see, was there any more questions you want to ask?
So I thought that this was really interesting. So sort of more of a just kind of a commentary, but Christina mentioned, I love everything associated with medieval times. Queens, watching movies makes me at peace.
Yeah.
My past life must be from those times.
Yeah. So Christina, you can actually use the pendulum and navigate that. You can actually say, I was a king. I was a queen. I lived in a castle. I had a life in this period. You can actually just keep saying it as statements, and you can navigate yeses and nos for yourself that way. For people that are familiar with muscle testing, you can absolutely use muscle testing for this too. It's just a really easy way to tap into your subconscious and find out how you've been impacted in other places in time that your conscious mind is unaware of. So that's another really effective tool to use. And I know I've had, it's really cool because as I've gone through my healing for my entire life, right, at different phases, I've attracted whole different soul groups and had all these beautiful, amazing healing experiences with them. And every single time we have had past lives together. And then our lives get busy and we move apart, or one of us moves away or whatever. I draw in a whole nother group and we find out we've had past lives together. So it's really amazing to find at every juncture people that you have deep resonance with, deep experience with, and similar soul path journeys. And it's absolutely beautiful to be able to embark on that with a group of friends and people that you care about.
Also, too, if you're connected to that time, I recommend going to Renaissance festivals.
Yeah. Oh, well,
it's fun. It's
oh my gosh.
Being able to like revisit that lifetime kind of as like as a tourist and this time and just go and check it out and feel like you're there again. It's just cool to be able to reconnect with that part of yourself. And that
has it been 23 years? Because Lonnie was 4 years old when we first discovered the Renaissance Festival. And we walked through the door, and in Minnesota, it's really great because they have a whole village built, and it's got rolling hills and mature trees.
Minnesota's famous for it.
Like, Minnesota's got, I think, probably one of the very, very best Renaissance festivals.
Yeah.
And we've discovered it when Lonnie was 4, and we didn't know what it was. We got tickets from a friend, and we walked through the gates, and we were like, oh. I mean, we had like a lady pouring rose water over my hands just to refresh them. And I was like, I remember having people do this for me, and we're watching people blow glass and walk on tightrope, and everyone's in costume. And me and Lonnie were like, we just found our home. We're like, we belong here. So every year since then, we go multiple times and always in full costume. Always. So that's a big tip for us. Yeah, we have had so many lifetimes in that era for sure.
All right, we got another question here. Will you have a show where we can discuss the love book or ask questions about it?
Oh, Eliza, I love that idea.
A great idea.
You know what? Maybe we should do that for next Sunday.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I absolutely love that idea. So I'll say yes. We'll put that up this week, Eliza. I love that idea so much. That gives people an opportunity to ask particular questions about the love book, any kind of material in there, whatever. We'll just open up discussion. So we'll just do a segue away from spiritual anatomy next week, and we'll do the love book. Thank you for asking about that. I think that's just a fabulous idea. I love it. Okay.
Oh, and then Christina mentions too. Absolutely. I already went to the Sarasota medieval fair.
Oh, yeah.
I love everything about that.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
I know, except for I have to say I have had to clear trauma around the medieval. There's a certain type of metal helmet that comes down. There's a certain one that used to terrify me. And so I knew I had, most likely gotten beheaded over and over. But so that one always brought fear into me when I saw it. I was like, I could look at some other ones, but that was a one I was like, so I did have to clear trauma on that and make sure that I didn't carry any of those fears or old energies. So it's interesting to see what we get triggered by. When you do get triggered by something, write it down and go home and do some healing on it, because you want to release that from your field. You don't want to just bury it and keep going through life. It's best to heal that, balance out the karma, release it, and bring all your energy back right now into the here and present. Okay. So anything else? Any more questions?
I think that's what we
just
got.
Lots of comments.
Lots of comments. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing for questions. Oh, just as a quick reminder, you guys, the movies were Heart and Souls was the first one. The second one was Dead Again. And the third one was Defending Your Life. All three of those are awesome. Check them out. They're great examples of everything we're talking about here today.
They really are. They're all old. They're all very, very old movies, but they're probably still fun. They are timeless. They're really well done. So yeah. All right. So do you want to go ahead and draw? Oh, let me do one more card, and then I'll let you draw one of those. Okay.
Okay, guys. Last chance for love charm bag. #
Okay, because we're running up of time. Okay, here we go. Oh, shoot. Okay.
A lot of advice.
I've got one. They just went all over, so we've covered a lot of ground. I'm sure it's all there. Okay. So here we go. A new talent. So what this speaks to me about is I feel that some of you have been working on a new talent. Some of you have really been bringing a new talent into more of a career, like a side hustle, a job, or something that you really feel pulled to. But, when you feel a calling to develop a new talent, that's also an excellent indicator that your soul has experienced this before. It's very rare for us to just all of a sudden feel a pull to something that we've never, ever, ever done. So when we feel a pull to something, when we feel this inner stirring, when we feel like, I just want to do this, I want to get into it, I want to really find out, you've most likely done it before. Your soul recognizes it and is excited about it. So really give those things some time and energy and validate for yourself. Those things will take off fast, okay? Because if your soul has done them before in any place in time and you decide to do it now, the skill level will be increased rapidly. You'll be able to succeed very, very quickly because your soul recognizes it. So it's amazing. So really look at some new talents. Maybe you're feeling pulled to develop a new talent, a new side hustle, a side business, or full entrepreneurship. And look at those talents, bring them forward from your previous lifetimes and bring them, embody them right here, right now in this lifetime. You'll see how fast you have success with those.
All right. Do you have room for one more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. I was born with a birthmark on my upper arm. I'm 49 years old, and now it is gone. Does that mean I healed something from my past
I love
life?
that. Christina, what a great question. I love that. Yes. Sometimes people get birthmarks midway through life, or they just have something weird that shows up, and that's showing that it's like coming to maybe the age when they first received the wound in a previous lifetime, when that cell memory is there. Well, when you have the opposite and it just vanishes or goes away, I think that's incredible. I think you're spot on with that. I think you did heal something that was holding energetic patterns to that, and you just didn't need to have it anymore. It just cleared. So I think, we have to look at our body as like more than just physical. Our body is tied to our spirit. So as our spirit's connected to other energies from different places in time, things are going to show up in our body, whether it's a sickness, a birthmark, a scar, all these different things, ailments or knee problem, whatever it is, right? So whatever, it's like getting the advice from our spirit. And so as our spirit clears up, our body can clear up. So thank you for sharing that, Christina. I love that. Good work. Congratulations. I think that's fabulous. Thank you for sharing that.
All right, you guys, are we ready to pick the winner for the Love Charm bag?
Yeah, let's let it roll. Let's see.
All right, we got a lot of people looking for Love Charm bags today. Thank you guys so much for the responses.
Yes, thank you.
We have lots of people. All right, let's do Christina Fox.
Oh, yay. Awesome, Christina. Fantastic. Congratulations. So we will get this in the mail for you pronto. We always send these out on Monday morning. So I'll have you. Is she on Facebook, honey?
Yes.
Okay. So Christina, can you go into the private message and send us your mailing address, and we'll get this in the mail for you right away tomorrow. Okay. And you'll notice it's got like lavender, calendula, this one actually has a little teeny tiny rose quartz heart, and then a big huge red flower. It's got a seashell, a thank you charm, and a love charm.
Amazing.
It does. It's very subtle because it's natural lavender, but it's really supercharged. So keep it with you. Keep it in your purse, pocket, or pillow. Let it really vibrate with you for at least the first 10 days to 2 weeks. And just also keep it around as a constant reminder every time you look at it. Self-love, and more love from the universe, soulmate love, companion love, friendship love, all of it, right? The world needs more love. So let's get that out there. And I'm so happy that you won that.
Woo!
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We really are so happy about your questions today. And we're going to do what Eliza said. We're going to go offbeat next week. We're just going to talk about the love book. So please join us.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you.
Yeah, we love you. Have a great weekend.